2019 meeting of the Wheaton Park Board of Commissioners. Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Morrill.
Here.
Commissioner Meade.
Here.
Commissioner Hodgkinson.
Here.
Commissioner Kelly. Here. Commissioner Fry.
Here.
Commissioner Fahey.
Here.
President Byers.
Here. Presentations, I believe we have somebody on slate for tonight.
As a matter of fact, we do. Who is here to discuss summer events and the pools opening? That would be Max. Good evening, Max. Welcome to the Wheaton Park District Board meeting.
Yeah, how are we doing tonight? Good?
How are you, man?
Excited for the pools, I'm sure, right?
Yep.
Thank you for having me. My name is Max. I'm the Aquatics and Safety Manager. I'm excited for the 2019 aquatic season. This will be my second year here. Rice is entering the 31st year, and Northside its 27th year of operation. As we dive into the season and open to the public on Saturday, May 25th for Memorial Day weekend. Preseason will operate on Saturdays and Sundays only. Regular season begins once school lets out on June 12th. With all the snow days this year, it's a little bit later, but we're going to get started on June 12th. Daily hours are 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Rice, 12 to 8 p.m. at Northside. I'm also promoting our pool passes. We've sold now 5,621 pool passes, which is a 65% of last year's year-to-date at the end of the season. So we're 65% of the way to completing what we did through all of last year. Swim lesson registration. We have brand new swim instructor uniforms that I'm really excited about. The front says swim instructor with the Wheaton Park District or Wheaton, Aquatics logo. And on the back it says swim lessons save lives. So we're really excited to have our swim instructors not only wearing these in the water, but also out in the community as an advertising piece. Our swim session starts a little bit late on June 12th again due to the school year, and we currently have over 770 participants enrolled, a year-to-date increase of nearly 200 participants, 198 to be exact. Swim team is still accepting new members to join. Our preseason practices begin June 3rd this year. This is a bit earlier than we've done in the past, partly because we didn't shift the swim team meet schedule due to the weather. So in order to get our swimmers up and going, the first meet would have been June 11th, which would have been their first day of practice as well. So we made preseason 2 weeks out. So it's going to start June 3rd. Lost my place here. Our season practices start June 3rd. I'm excited to announce that Rice is the location for the B conference meet on July 13th. We're really excited about this. We feel like the park is very adamant is going to be great for this event, and we're really excited. Moving on to a couple of the safety aspects, our district has been doing ALICE training. We've had one ALICE training on May 6th with our next one on May 19th and June 10th for camp counselors. ALICE training is active shooter awareness training, essentially. The Wheaton Police Department is running this training for the Wheaton Park District, so Wheaton PD teaching Wheaton PD. The reason a big push for this was because our school district is also doing ALICE training and moving that direction. So for us, it kind of made sense that if the kids that are going to be in our summer camps are going to this next year, we might as well get on board and meet our local law enforcement at the halfway point and kind of get ourselves going that way. So with that in mind, roughly 100 staff of ours have registered for these opportunities, and the Wheaton Park District and the Wheaton Police Department will continue to look at completing the second portion of the training in the fall of 2019. Kudos to the staff for our Perderma audit in 2018. Again, our ALICE training participation, staff is very committed to safety, which is excellent. Pool safety, all of our guards are going to be ELIS certified this year, which has been our standard, which is excellent. 286 kids will be working this summer with over 80 lifeguards between Northside and Rice. So as a wrap-up, I like to invite residents of Wheaton and neighboring communities to come enjoy a fun and safe summer environment with the Wheaton Park District. We are excited for a warm and beautiful season at the pools.
Thank you. Any questions for Max?
Thank you.
Max, there's an improvement at Northside Park in
Yes.
terms of access for the pool.
That is correct.
Maybe you could mention that, so if people haven't been there for a while, they know that we've got that there now?
Yeah, so this year we've added a ADA compliant staircase, which is actually built the pool out, so it doesn't even take up a lane, which was my biggest concern, was if we were gonna lose a lane there, but we got those stairs in and they look great. They're painted, they're fresh, they got very nice handrails, so very safe, very nice job by our contractor.
Yeah, from our last report, it looks like our pool pass sales are just a little bit behind last year at this time, so it looks like we're holding our own, Mike.
Yes, and I know everyone gets tired of hearing about the weather, but it is a fact that when the weather is poor, people buy less pool passes. When the weather is nice, like today, people will come out and buy pool passes. So we're hopeful that we will catch up to last year's number, if not a previous year's number, and we are all thinking very positively for a rain and cloud-free June, July, and August of 2019.
We
Please
could use a
join me in
break.
that positive thinking.
It's always tough when we get
Questions or
snow at the
comments?
end of April.
Anything else for Max?
Thanks, Max.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Max.
Community input, Donna, has anybody signed up for community input? Nope, okay. Let's move on to the consent agenda. Does somebody have a motion ready, Terry, for old
I
time's
will
sake?
go for it, sir. Move to approve the consent agenda as presented, items A through E. A, approval of disbursements totaling $1,345,257.40 for the period beginning April 10, 2019 and ending May 7, 2019. B, approval of the May 1, 2019 subcommittee meeting minutes. C, approval of the April 17, 2019 regular meeting minutes. D, approval of the amended 2019 subcommittee meeting schedule for the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners. Those changes only being the change in venue for a meeting to Arrowhead for June and July's meetings. And E, approval of certain expenses under the legal bid limit. Sub A, quotes for professional services. Cosley Zoo Gift Shop painting, approval of the Inside Out Company for an amount not to exceed $20,000 to paint the train station. Sub B, quotes for professional services, recabling and reorganization of server racks at the community center data center. Essentially approval of advanced intelligence engineering for $7,963. And sub C, quotes for professional services, Phase 1 kitchen layout and design services. Approval of the profitable food facilities worldwide for $7,900.
Second.
Fahey, I think.
got me.
Just edge. So we have a motion by me, second by Fahey. Any discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
President Vires?
Yes. All right, let's move on to unfinished business. Swearing in of four of us who were reelected on April 2nd of 2019. Judge Fullerton is here, and if you other three would come down with me, and we'll get on with this.
It was a rough election.
Was tough. Who doesn't?
I don't think I've ever run opposed.
Last chance.
Bigger than what you
Yeah, that year I first ran. Didn't put up.
I can breathe.
You can take your tie off now. Hey, good job.
Okay, thank you for that. And now let's move on to annual election of officers. Does somebody have a motion ready?
Thank you.
Can I make a motion to elect Terry Mee, President of the Board, Bob Fry, Vice President, Mike Benard, Secretary, and Rita Trainer, Treasurer?
Second.
All right, so we have a motion by Morrill, second by Kelly. Any discussion? Mike, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Mee?
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
President Vires?
Yes.
Formerly known as President Vires.
All right.
Have fun.
Former President Virus, now Commissioner Virus, said he wasn't going to give up his seat.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, good.
Welcome to this.
Thank you all for your support, and congrats to everyone. Bob, thanks for hanging in there and deciding that you would be the VP.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Congrats.
Mike, I think we can move on. I will identify now with the, thank you, by the way, to our Board of Commissioners for their support and their cooperation. I will name the appointments to our subcommittees as the chairs. And for Buildings and Grounds Committee Chair, John Kelly has said that he will continue to step up. Thank you, John. Finance Committee Chair, that's going to be a co-chair. Jane and John Virus have stated that they will cooperate and
Is-
co-chair that.
Is my co-chair contagious?
I don't know. Did he move way down there, Jane? You'll have to talk to him after the meeting. The Cosley Zoo Foundation Liaison, and thank you, Ray Morrill, for stepping up for that. Ray is, as a matter of fact, going to do double duty. He is going to take care of the Cosley Zoo Foundation liaison work as well as the Play for All Foundation liaison, and I'll pinch hit and help Ray out in that regard. And lastly, we have the DuPage Museum Foundation liaison, which Commissioner Virus has so nicely stated that he will commit to. What'd I say?
Virus.
What'd I say?
Virus.
Virus?
Iris.
Virus?
Close enough.
Okay. Thanks, John. And thank you, Kevin. Mike, moving on to new business.
Yes, you can see new business item number 1, which was discussed in subcommittee. We have the amended finance policies of the Wheaton Park District. Our finance policies are put under board review on an annual basis as the initial step towards the development of the subsequent year's budget and appropriation. And we would seek approval of these amended finance policies.
I'll move for the approval of the amended finance policies of the Wheaton Park District.
Second.
Any commissioner comment, questions, or otherwise? With none, Mike, I think we can go with a voice vote.
Sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign.
New business item 2, need a motion for the approval of a change order number 3 for the CAC lobby and restroom project with G. Fisher Construction, the amount of $10,220.
I'll move to approve change order number 3 for the Central Athletic Center lobby and restroom project with G. Fisher Construction in the amount of $10,220.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Kevin, and who seconded that? Bob?
Fay.
Bob Fry, thank you. Any comments? Hearing none. Mike, let's go for a voice vote.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries.
Item number 3, need a motion for the approval of change order number 1 for some work in the community center.
I move that we approve change order number 1 to R.C. Wegman in the amount of $17,498 for additional work removing the concrete turns on the running track and the running track project.
Second.
Motion by Kelly, and was that
Me.
second by Fahey? Any questions, comments, or concerns?
I think it's 17,478. Did John say 17,498?
I said 478, I thought.
I think he said 498.
He's
I
the-
amend it to whatever John said.
$17,478. Kevin? Going along for that ride?
I do. I second.
And as a comment, having been in the community center for workouts any number of times in the last couple of weeks, they're really going quickly on that. So, Mike, when would they be figuring to be finished?
I'm not certain on the timing on that. Rob, you have an idea on, hopefully they don't run into any difficulties.
Our holdup right now is the company that's supposed to put the surface down with the delay has moved on to other projects, so we're still trying to get scheduled when they're going to be coming back.
Okay, thanks, Rob. We have a motion and a second. Mike, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Hodgkinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey,
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill. Yes. President Mee.
Yes. And finally, new business number 5. Need a motion.
Four.
Oh, I switched one, okay, skipped one. Need a motion to approve contract with Park Creation for the purchase of playground equipment for Hull Park.
A move to approve the contract with Park Recreation for the purchase playground equipment for Hall Park in the amount of $51,405.
Second.
Motion by Fahey, second by Vires. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
Yeah, I have a comment. I'd just like to say that our old equipment, we are donating to the kids around the world.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's just phenomenal.
This is probably the 8th or 9th playground in the last dozen
Yeah.
years that has made it to a community in need somewhere in the world. And
So our past, those 3 countries are Haiti, Zambia, and Belize. So that's pretty
it's
awesome.
a great program. We're happy to be a part of it.
Yeah,
That's a credit to the
good
Park
job.
District.
Yeah, for sure.
Credit to the Park District. Any other comments? Mike, we've got a motion and a second. Roll call vote?
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey,
Yes.
Commissioner Vires.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson,
Yes.
President Me.
Yes. Finally, new business number 5. Need a motion to approve a contract with Evans & Sons for the installation of 2 pickleball courts and a 1/2 basketball court.
I'll move for the approval of contract with Evans & Sons for the installation of 2 pickleball courts and 1 half-court basketball court at Etten Park in the amount of $60,000 plus a $1,500 contingency.
Second.
Motion by Fry, second by Fahey. Any comments, questions, or concerns? And Rob, you said that you think that these may be done by August. Am I recollecting that correctly, or? No?
As soon as practical.
Okay, all right. When do they start the work, or do we know?
He did.
Someday?
Oh, they started last night?
Approve the contracts.
Yeah, I thought that we had I'm sorry, I thought we had a timeline.
The timeline started with that vote, so we are
Okay.
we are on our way.
All righty.
And I'm excited, by the way.
We'll take the roll.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey,
Yes.
Commissioner Vires.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
President Me.
Yes. Oh, item number 6, I'm sorry, we did have one more, and
The doozy.
we have multiple items, those being equipment purchases for the Parks Department. We've got
Gets to read it.
6 items here, totaling $292,136.82. But let's move through each one of them, starting with a motion for 6A.
I'll move for approve the purchase of 1 7210 mower, snow, number 1381 through NIPA contract, pricing contract number 201-7025, supplied by Reindeers Incorporated in the amount of $55,243.43.
Second.
Who was the first one, Ray?
Yeah, Ray got it.
Motion by Fry, second by Morrill. Any comments?
Commissioner Fahey,
Yes.
Commissioner Vires.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson,
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Fry,
Yes.
President Me.
Yes. Item B, need a motion to approve the purchase of 1 mower/snow number.
I'll move to approve the purchase of 1 mower, snow, number 1383 through Illinois State Contract Pricing, contract number 401-8513, supplied by, is that Reindeers, Inc., in the amount of $74,210.46.
Second.
Motion by Fahey, second by Morrill. Any comments? Mike?
Commissioner Vires.
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill.
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkinson.
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly.
Yes.
Commissioner Fry.
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey.
Yes.
President Me.
Yes. Item C, need a motion to purchase for the approval of purchase of 1 chipper through NJPA Sourcewell contract pricing.
I'll make that motion to purchase one chipper number 1429 through NJPA Sourcewell contract, pricing contract number VRM 062117-VRM, supplied by Vermeer Midwest in the amount of $62,403.
Second.
Motion by Hodgkinson, second by Fahey. Any questions? Mike, roll call?
Commissioner Morrill?
Read the rest. That was very clear.
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill? Did I already go? Am I going down the list again? You get to vote twice.
We can do one more.
Yes.
President me.
Yes. Item D, motion to approve.
Four
purchase-
more of these.
Motion to purchase one Kubota tractor.
I'll make a motion, I'll move to purchase one Kubota tractor, number 1201, through NJPA Sourcewell Pricing, contract number 021815-KBA, supplied by Martin Implement Sales, Inc., in the amount of $24,317.90.
Second.
Motion by Hutchinson, and I think that was a second by Fry. Mike, voice vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Item E, need a motion to approve the purchase of one Kubota RTV through NJPA Sourcewell Pricing.
I'll move to purchase one Kubota RTV, number 2791, through NJPA Sourcewell Pricing, contract number 062117-KBA, supplied by Martin Implement Sales. Is that what I just did before?
No, it's
No.
same
It's a different
company.
one.
Supplied by Martin Implement Sales, Inc., in the amount of $15,220.15.
Second.
Motion by Hutchinson and a second by Fahey. Mike, voice vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We're getting there.
Mike, can't we combine the last two since they're from the same guy under the same contract?
Sure, if you'd like to. We may handle them separately because there were different vendors and different contracts, but these are the same. So sure,
right.
add them up and one vote.
Need a motion to approve items F and G.
So I'll move that we purchase a Toro MBX 250 and one S740 Bobcat through the NJPA Sourcewell contract. The Toro is $14,592.88, and the Bobcat skid steer is $46,149.
Second.
If I may, just to further clarify, the Toro is supplied by Martin Implement, and the skid steer is supplied by Atlas Bobcat, if I might add that.
That was a motion by Kelly, and who was the second? Commissioner Morrill. Mike, roll call?
Commissioner Hodgkinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Kelly?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fahey?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Morrill?
Yes.
President me.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say that this replaced equipment that was all between like 11, 12 years old down to like 9 years old.
Yes, this was all on our equipment replacement schedule, and we squeeze as many viable years out of our equipment as possible, and then once the equipment is declared surplus, it is sold via auction for the highest price we can get on a trade-in.
Thanks.
And we were actually $22,000 under our budget for these items, so,
That's correct.
yeah.
Want to drive them.
So it's a lot of great work handled by Rob and his team, especially Owen O'Reilly, our fleet manager, does an inordinate amount of work to make sure that we are on top of a very significant equipment and vehicle fleet. So we thank you, Owen, for your efforts.
That moves us through our regular agenda items. Mike, reports from staff?
Yes, under my report, I'd just simply like to report out the process with the city council regarding receiving our permit for the demolition and reconstruction of aspects of Memorial Park, including the band shell, has been ongoing. There was a public hearing in late April. There was an initial meeting May 6th where City Council was due to act on a version of the special use ordinance. They requested a 2-week delay. to further review their staff's recommendation and weigh community input. We agreed to that 2-week delay on the 20th of May, which is this Monday. An amended version from the version on May 6th that was presented will be acted upon. The staff and the attorney, the City of Wheaton and myself have negotiated some changes to the most recent version, which you have the ultimate results of in front of you. As a result of City Council desiring to include a year-long evaluation period into the body and language of this ordinance, we took some additional steps and verified with our corporate counsel that such an evaluation period would not be construed as significantly risky to the significant investment that the Park Board was undertaking in Memorial Park. And I have the response from our corporate counsel in front of you, which was emailed earlier today. I will say, as the executive director of the agency, I could certainly do without this evaluation period. I'm not sure, from our perspective, that's a practice that we want to see continued. However, this is the city's program, and apparently several council members feel pretty strongly about it. But I do feel I take some comfort in the opinion from legal counsel, and I will simply state, and I know many members of council know this, and I know this body knows this, and I know the community knows this. The Wheaton Park District is a good neighbor, and the Wheaton Park District undertakes its activities and programs and special events with the highest caliber of professionalism and foresight and planning, and we will continue to do so. And I foresee no difficulties in the execution of the program plan that we have outlined for Memorial Park. We look forward to City Council's approval on the 20th, and I guess I would open up if there's any questions regarding what's been tendered to you today. I do apologize for the timing, but again, this is the city's schedule, not ours.
Mike, I have a question for you. We have a lot of programming that goes on in our parks. Do we have any sort of, I'm feeding you this question, of course. Do we have any sort of policies or procedures in place to deal with neighbor complaints or issues that arise when we have a lot of cars or a lot of people in our parks?
Yeah, absolutely. We take steps in anticipation of larger crowds to mitigate those types of concerns. For example, we put thousands of people through Seven Gables Park, as an example, every weekend in the spring and in the fall for a multitude of athletic activities. We actually go out of our way to contract with the Wheaton Police Department to provide additional support in managing that traffic flow and making sure that people are parking where they're supposed to park and doing what they're supposed to do. So that's just one example of many. We do the same type of program with crowd management for Rams football games that take place at Graff Park. So the process for communication with the Park District is, my number is everywhere. My cell phone number, my email address. The commissioners of the Wheaton Park District have a joint email address that is frequently used by members of the community. If there's feedback that needs to be provided regarding any park activity, program, or event, we are very responsive, and ideally we like to do sufficient planning and execution, and this is, frankly, what we do for a living, to keep concerns to a minimum. But when they happen, we address them immediately, and if we need to take steps to amend our game, we take those steps.
Thank you.
Ray? No, I'll keep my comments. Dane?
I'd just like to thank Councilperson Erica Bray Parker for accepting my invitation to come tonight, because I knew she was interested in this as a new council person. And so thank you for coming and getting a look at the other side, the Park District side. So thanks so much. I appreciate it.
John? Bob?
Not right now.
Kevin?
Is this based on all the reports or just Mike's?
I'm done. So if you wanted to move on to other reports, certainly it's a...
No, I was just looking for
acceptable time.
comments regarding Mike's report in this regard.
Okay.
Did you have any?
No.
Thanks for that update, Mike.
You're welcome.
I'll just say that, I can't, say enough about what obviously our activities in Memorial Park brings to not only the city and the residents, but to the Central Business District. And this just struck me as a deviation, by the city and, our partnership with them in the past, for past events and so forth. So, it's an interesting, turn of events to have an evaluation of, what we are committing as a very significant $5 million plus project, in the Central Business District. So, it'll be interesting to see, how this goes and what that evaluation period and the conclusion of that evaluation period brings. So this was a new one in at least my 12 years here. So it definitely is an interesting turn. So I'll be ready and willing to cooperate, in whatever manner that we have to. But, with that kind of a commitment of money to this project, I would hope that there would not be any stumbling blocks, down the road. Moving on.
And I think the evaluation period, isn't it going to be really subject to more what's going on in the park than necessarily any physical changes to the park?
Yeah, the evaluation period specifically, the two primary concerns that have been articulated to City Council that are, if I were to nutshell it, are related to the park's capacity to accommodate the size of crowds, attending events, and the ability of the area surrounding the park to accommodate traffic and parking for the scheduled events. So those are things that we monitor anyway. And I think it's important to point out that there are things that go on in Memorial Park that are not necessarily Wheaton Park District driven, that also create capacity issues and traffic issues. So, as always, we're very outspoken and we are very much about encouraging people to use alternative forms of transportation whenever possible, and the downtown environment is one of those opportunities for people to walk or bike or use ride share or Uber or whatever it is. There's plenty of opportunities to access that park without putting a car nearby, and we continue to encourage that activity.
Thanks, Mike. Before we move on to reports in general, let's address the Cosley Zoo annual report.
We have Sue Walgren, our zoo director, with us this evening.
Hi, Sue.
If there's any questions or comments for Sue, she's prepared to accept them or respond to them.
Great report. Pictures are wonderful. It's very professionally done, so thank you.
Thank you.
Sue, I thought it was a great report, too. I was very impressed with your discussion about the vision and the mission of the zoo. I thought that was really very timely and very, very aptly put in the front part of the piece so that people could read that first. I was also not aware of the Zoo Monitor program that we're doing, and I thought it would be nice if you talked about that a little bit and why Cosley is so unique in terms of using it compared to other small zoos in the United States.
It's a relatively new program that was developed by Lincoln Park Zoo, where we can use electronic tablets. We go out, we use our interns a lot to do this, where they're going out and they're doing behavior assessments on our animals. They're looking for how they're using the exhibit, they mark it on the tablet. So we're kind of trying to assess their welfare through, again, use of the exhibit, what they're doing. And I suppose we've got a really great staff that's very innovative and very invested in the welfare component. It's something that public is becoming more and more focused on, as is AZA. So we're kind of getting ahead of the game and making sure that we're doing all those habitat welfare assessments and individual animal assessments, and this is kind of part of it. And again, kind of a really great experience for our interns and stuff as well. But all that data we collect is helping us see how they're using that, how that compares to animals in the wild. If we see a huge deviation, if an animal in the wild spends 30% of its time foraging and in captivity 2%, we want to close that gap with different enrichment and training activities. we just took advantage of the opportunity.
Right, I think it's great.
Yeah, I think that's great, too. How are you getting the data? Is that from Lincoln Park Zoo?
The data.
Is they're being monitored?
We got the program part, they did the program with a grant, so part of the grant was that they had to share it for no charge. So it does, the data goes out, it's our data, and the program analyzes it for us.
Yeah, and then gives you the results? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just great. And there's, you're the first small zoo to be, to use this.
Yep.
I think it's great. I mean, you're with Disney's Animal Kingdom, the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, the Denver Zoo, and it's pretty impressive. So that's great.
Sue, thanks for the great photos. And, you know, I like the piece on animal welfare being, you know, a primary focus. And because this is not a petting zoo. This is a real zoo.
Yeah.
You know, as evidenced by I looked at some of the data, visitation by, people from over half the counties in the state, most of the states in the country, and over in 14 foreign countries. That's pretty significant. So we must be doing something right. So.
Well, the chair, I hope they're accurate. One of the consultants we work with right now for capital campaign, they've told us that we are one of the best-run premier small zoos in the country.
Wow.
Fantastic.
But I think that this is like the second or third time that Wyoming has once again let us down. And
We have to make some calls.
I kind of feel like I'm not doing that much. I'm retired. I could write the governor of Wyoming and say, what's wrong with the Cosley Zoo? Why is nobody coming here?
Go for it, Jane.
Comments on other reports? Ray?
Just two. Number one,
Sorry, John, I should have started with you.
No, Ray's going to cover it for me.
All right.
congratulations to the athletic department, 231 teams in the spring soccer classic. That's amazing. But when we first started soccer back in the 70s, there were 30 kids registered. And I told Jerry Ficus, I think we need to cancel this program. It's just not going anywhere. And 231 teams in a tournament is just amazing. So congratulations to you guys. I don't know how you logistically handle something like that big, but good luck. And then we got this 2019 NRPA Agency Performance Review. And I don't know, and I've gone through it, but I don't know how it relates to us, and if it does relate to us, what we can garner out of it. And so maybe if staff, without spending a lot of time on it, if you could maybe do some analysis of how we might compare.
We sure will.
Right? Don't spend a lot of time on it, but, we got this, and it sets a benchmark. So, how do we compare? Is all my only question. So that's all I had. Thank you.
First, I wanted to thank John Vyers for doing a wonderful job as our chairman, president of the board for the last 2 years. And
Only two, Jane.
only two. And John, you really did do a great job, and we have appreciated it. I hope I'm speaking on behalf of the whole board in saying that. So, thank you very much. Also, Margie, the new brochure came out, and please tell your team this is a great brochure. These great photos, I don't know where you get all these good-looking kids from, but this really is a nice brochure. So, and it seemed very clear to me. I could find things all the way through it. So, thank you very much.
Those kids must take after their mother.
It's very true.
They must.
Thank goodness.
And lastly, there's somebody that I'm not sure if I've thanked her before, but I want to thank Donna Siciliano because year in and year out, she's been valuable to all of us for keeping us on schedule, making sure that we know about things, and just thank you so much, Donna.
Did you pay Jane to say that?
She did?
No, but I'll second that. Yeah.
I'll third it.
John?
Yeah.
Bob?
I'm good.
Deb?
Gosh, you guys had said everything I wanted to say. New menu at Arrowhead. Phenomenal. My favorite chicken and waffle dish. Excellent. So congratulations to Arrowhead, and I'm sure that's gonna turned out to be very well received. And I think I had a question here. Patience? Okay, that's it. Anyways, keep up the good work. Thank you.
And for me, I just wanted to, mention a number of nice staff events that I've attended, in the recent past. We had 3 events on one day, the Arrowheads Golf Demo Day, the Fly Kite event at Graff Park. That one was very well attended, and I attended a wading and scooping event at the Lincoln Marsh. Deb Ditchman did a great job in that. And thanks to staff, for doing everything that you did to make those events good. And I would say that, lastly, the Neighbor Night event at Arrowhead to showcase the new menu, that was very well attended. Andy, that turned out real well. And our staff was right on top of that one, so have had a lot of good compliments about that since that time. And I would just, one last comment. It looks like we're not holding any of the post-prom events at the community center. Looks like the...
St. Francis.
St. Francis still?
Francis was there.
That one I didn't see, so
was
I know
in the
that
report. They were
north
there.
and south...
187 students.
Very good.
Yeah, see?
Good.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's, at least we had a real good run, with the other 2 high schools, and it looks like they're looking for different venues
Yeah,
now.
we'd
but-
welcome them back.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
think they're looking for different options.
Yeah, everything changes, so anyway. But again, just my thanks to staff for all the good work.
I have one final, just for an update standpoint, for those at home as well as the board. As you know, we're trying to zero in on completing the renovation of what is now Rotary Park at Main and Roosevelt Road, adjacent to the Central Athletic Complex and just west of Mariano's. You'll note a beautiful fountain in that park. I wanted to provide an update as people begin to notice that fountain does not have water in it and it is not running. We were very well down the road of negotiating a utility easement from the company that owns the property that Mariano sits on in order to be able to have power to run the water for the fountain, and it should have been done all in line with, today's type of weather in May. However, as we neared the finish line, the property owner sold the property to another holding company, and we have had to start over from scratch with our utility easement, and that is why our fountain has no water in it. We beg everybody's patience. It's an unfortunate turn of events, one that could not have been foreseen by any stretch of the imagination. By all rights, that fountain should be running today, but it's going to take some time to run through this process one more time. So we beg everybody's indulgence in that regard.
Mike, any need for a closed session tonight?
No, sir.
I would...
Move to adjourn.
Except for...
Second.